Millions of PCs across the world are burdened with the unsightly mess that is the GPU Sag. Overweight and bulky, GPUs cause undue stress on motherboards everywhere. This can lead to broken PCI slots, warped GPUs, and most important of all, an ugly PC. But all hope is not lost. There is a cure. The DIY GPU Jackinator 3000. Hey everybody, Seth coming to you from the middle of nowhere, and as you can guess from the introduction, today we'll be talking about GPU Sag and an easy DIY project you can take on yourself to solve it. Many commercial jacks, braces, and brackets cost anywhere from $25 to $45. We spend hundreds of dollars on our GPU. We shouldn't have to spend a whole lot extra on a brace or something to support it as well. So I present to you the DIY GPU Jackinator 3000. It can cost anywhere from $10 to $17 depending on what you use, more than that a bit. And more importantly, it ticks all the boxes. It supports the GPU, making it nice and level. It's inexpensive, and it's adjustable, so I can use it in a future build if I need to. Here are all the parts you're going to need for the DIY GPU Jackinator 3000. It's all taken apart, and we're going to assemble it in just a second. So what you need is first, of course, a handy dandy hardware store that's nearby. You will need 3 of these 3/8 inch 16 thread rods with no ends. Okay. You will need 2 3/8 coupling nuts. You will need either, now this is where the cost savings can come in. You will either need female threaded rubber feet, again 3/8 inch for the threading, or diameter rather, or some bushings. Rubber bushings that also same diameter, 3/8 inch. If you go with the rubber bushings, you will save some money. However, these are not threaded, so you will need to glue them. I do recommend maybe only sticking the rod about halfway through so that there is this cushion. So you can see right there, it's not all the way through. So you just glue it about there, and then as the GPU exerts its downward pressure, it has plenty of squishiness to go on. Okay, so as I said, if you go the bushings route, you'll save money, and it will cost. This will all cost under $10. I got these on eBay. They, in my opinion, were overcharged, or overpriced rather, at $3.50 a pop, and then $5 for shipping. Total highway robbery, in my opinion. But anyway, I digress. So once you have all these things in place, you need to put it together. One other thing, you're going to notice one of my rods is actually cut almost in half. So essentially, when it was all put together, it was a little over 9 inches. The feet are going to add about another inch on top. So we're looking at 10 inches. That was way too tall for my needs. So I needed this to be cut in half and to help reduce the length. Now the neat thing about the Jackinator is it is what it says. It's a jack. So if I needed extra length, I can unthread from the coupling, and it creates extra length. So if I have extra height, I am sorted. So first we're going to take this guy here, and we are going to then take this guy. Believe I might, now this was not cut fully in half, so I'm gonna have to remember which one I decided to go with in terms of the foot, the shorter one or the longer one. I think this is right. Alright, so we're just going to screw that all the way down. We're going to screw this all the way down. We're going to then screw this in as far as I can. This final assembly. There you go. That's it. Simple as that. I have an extra rod, and that's fine. Okay. This was 68 cents. I'm not terribly too worried about it. The most the most expensive pieces on this actual little project, oddly enough, were the 2 bushings, which came in at $268 total, and then these rubber feet, which are again $3.50 a pop. The 2 coupling nuts were $298 in total, and then the 3 rods were $204 total. This is all USD, by the way. The cool thing is I went to Westlake Ace Hardware, and the one rod that got cut was free, so that was really neat. Alright, so yeah, that is all it takes to make a GPU Jack. So let's go see how this sucker looks installed, shall we? The question remains, why bother? Does GPU Sag do anything bad? The short answer to that is maybe. Sag over time stresses the PCI slot. A sagging GPU could eventually damage your motherboard, especially in transit, but mostly though, fixing GPU Sag is for aesthetic reasons. It just looks better. I'll admit the GPU Jackinator 3000 is a bit bulky. However, if you want something a bit more inconspicuous, you can go ahead and use smaller diameter rods and coupling nuts. Rods and nuts. You can also try and find smaller rubber feet or bushings. This will not only lead to a smaller footprint, but it will also probably cost reduction as well. If you don't like the silver color of the hardware, you can try finding black screws and bolts, or you can paint them any color you want. Additionally, try using fishing line, which is near invisible, or zip ties. With those, you'll pull the GPU up from the top of the case. Finally, get fun and be creative. You're only limited by your imagination in this regards. There are many options for many budgets. I've seen people use Legos, I've seen people use a pencil wrapped in black electrical tape, and I've even seen a replica of Michelangelo's David supporting a GPU. So have fun with it. Well, that's it for me from the middle of nowhere. Like the video if you liked it, show support for the channel by subscribing, follow me on the social media such as Facebook or Twitter, and why don't you let me know in the comments what you've done to thwart that nasty GPU sag. Love to hear from you. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time in the middle of nowhere.